I just launched for my first time on Cedar Lake. Cedar Lake's a 900-acre lake in Washington County, Wisconsin. Not a huge lake, but by far the largest lake in Washington County. In fact, larger than any of the lakes in Washington, Sheboygan, or Ozaukee County. With that in mind, knowing that there's not a lot of boating options in this area, I'm anticipating a whole lot of boat traffic. Most of this lake looks largely residential, but there are some natural areas and public parks as well. I'm also doing something I don't normally like to do, is that I'm out here on the Saturday of a holiday weekend, so anticipating a ton of boat traffic. There's a little waterway on Big Cedar Lake that can take me to another lake called Gilbert Lake, and that's more of an all-natural area, no motorboats permitted on that water, so that'll be kind of an interesting place to noodle around and see what kind of wildlife I can see. So let's get to paddling. The holiday weekend I mentioned is Memorial Day, thus the flag at half-staff. In recent years, I've become much more conscious of where on the lake I paddle and when. I love to paddle across open water, but I'm only going to do that during real low traffic times. Because I'm out here on a holiday weekend, I don't care what time of the day it is, I'm keeping to that 200-foot no wake zone for my seat. Hi. What we're approaching here is Big Cedar Yacht Club, established in 1809 to promote organized sailing. Okay, those two just crashed. Very busy part of the lake. Some newbies on sailboats over there, so I'm getting out of here. This looks like kind of a cool spot to submerge the GoPro. Let's give it a go, see what we can see. Okay, it was no coral reef, but that was pretty cool. That was the first time I've been able to submerge my GoPro and really see anything. launched from the west side of Big Cedar Lake, but here on the south shore there's also quite a nice public boat launch public beach, picnic area. There's also boat slips available for rent here for those of us who are less fortunate and don't own lakefront property. I haven't seen any other paddlers yet, and I'm kind of noticing as I look at all these houses that I'm just not seeing canoes, kayaks, or stand-up paddleboards on their docks. So if it's not as popular on this lake as it is in, say, Dane County, I'm gonna have to assume that motorboatists just aren't as used to seeing us paddlers on this lake and take extra precaution because of that. Big Cedar Lake does have an $8 a day launch fee, or you can get an annual pass for $80. Now the county parks closer to where I live also have that launch fee, but I like to tell myself that canoes and kayaks are exempt from those fees, and I've gotten away with it thus far. Today, however, I did begrudgingly pay the launch fee. That slide looks like a first-degree burn waiting to happen. I'd be able to see some of the property from the water, but apparently not. Right over back there is Tinner's Resort. It was built as a hotel in 1882 and apparently been in operation since. I can't get over how clear this water is. I'm probably in maybe 4 or 5 feet of water, and I can see perfectly clear to the bottom. I guess I've discovered where people come to party.
Time, 2 hours, 22 minutes, 12 seconds. Distance, 7.0 miles.
That's interesting. Considering it's a holiday weekend, I'm pleasantly surprised that there's not an overabundance of boat traffic on Big Cedar Lake today. It's a pleasant lake, it's a clean lake. That being said, I don't find it particularly interesting just because of the fact that the terrain is just and it's residence after residence. But I'm excited to take that little waterway up ahead though to Gilbert Lake and see what that's all about. This is the part I've been looking forward to. We're on the north part of the lake, and this little waterway is going to take me to Gilbert Lake. Hey. I misspoke earlier when I said that there was no power boats permitted in Gilbert Lake. What I read and misinterpreted in my head was that it's a no wake zone from the whole lake. This is a completely different world than the lake we were just on. Well, here's Lake Gilbert. It's serene and pretty, but extremely small, and not what I was expecting for some reason. So Gilbert Lake is a marsh, and I was expecting to see some wildlife back there. I hear frogs, I hear birds. I see almost nothing. Big Cedar Lake is in the books. This lake has 10 miles of shoreline and I saw every inch of it. Busy holiday weekend here at this boat launch, so I'm getting the heck out of here.